possibility we can come out the second month. Remember, if something happened, they couldn't keep the Pesach, they could keep it on the next month on the 14th day. And the Most High will honor it. He will honor it. So there's a slight chance that we could come out the second month. But I truly believe it will be the first month.
Therefore you shall offer the Pesach to Yahuah your Elohim from the flock and the herd in the place where Yahuah chooses to put his name.
So even in the revision, this is what you call revision. My students be looking for revisions. We gonna have revision? You gonna give us revision? Yes, I'm gonna give you revision. I always give you revision. This is revision here. You shall offer the Pesach to Yahuah. From where? The flock. From your father's house? No. From your mother's house? From your uncle's house? Is it a person? It's from the flock of your herd. We got to get this. Let this resonate. Let it sink in. And let no one trip you up or where we get this Pesach from. And we will never look anywhere else trying to get it from a man. I don't care who the man is. I don't care what status he is with the Father. If Moshe had said, I'm your Pesach, kill me, then they said, Yahusha, this will happen when Yahusha come. He will be the Pesach, kill him and eat him. Then we would honor it. But we can't honor this. We look at this as straight wickedness. And if they honor it, we step away from them. I know.
I'm just confused. The logistics of it all doesn't make sense.
It's call it what you will, call it what you want, but again, they spiritualize just about everything. Well, see, this is a spiritual principle, and you're dealing with fleshly things, and you're dealing with your carnal mind. Remember what Paul said: carnal thinking is death, and spiritual thinking is life. So you got to remember how they think, and so they spiritualize everything. They put that in us. So you get this lamb, family, from the flock of your herd. Our people don't even have a flock. They get it from a flock of somebody else. Herd, not theirs. Y'all see how deep this is? When you get a lamb from another's flock, you didn't get it from yours. But your neighbor can share his from his flock, but don't be going to somebody that don't. They raising their lamb not like the Father's supposed to. They ain't raising it correctly. And he didn't say get it from another nation or buy it, purchase it. Our people buying Passover lambs today. They buying the lamb. Oh, can I buy that lamb right there? I'm going to use this for my Passover. And then we have to mention, don't y'all let me forget the biggest point. Then they charge you $500 a plate. Oh, yeah, you did. Didn't you? Yeah. One camp charged $500 a person. Then they charge you money to go to that Passover. When in Scripture do anyone pay to go to a Passover? It doesn't exist. But with our people today, they think it's so. They don't see anything wrong with it, so they pay the money and they go. Nah. Yeah. You can do this. He made another way. If you can't afford it, do it this way. You flip it. Okay.
Number 3.
Yeah.
You shall eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread with it. That is the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Mizraim in haste, that you may remember the day in which you came out of the land of Mizraim all the days of your life.
Okay, all right. What do you have here?
Can I get clarity on something that was mentioned before?
Okay.
In what we just read in Exodus 12 and 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening.
Yes.
So why in Leviticus 23 it says, and on the 15th day of the same month is feast of unleavened bread. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
Remember, we talked about that. We discussed that.
We did?
Yeah. And basically, with the Pesach, you ate. They had unleavened bread with the Pesach, and so they were told to eat it there. And then you had the feast of unleavened bread. And what they try to do is put. We've seen even Josephus. He put the two together.
Yes, sir.
And that's an error.
Any of the meat which you offer the first day at twilight remain overnight until morning.
So we see here 7 days. No leaven seen among you, your territory, your homes, 7 days, nor shall any of the meat which you offer the first day at twilight, which is the 14th, remain overnight until morning.
You may not offer the Pesach within any of your gates, which Yahuah your Elohim gives you.
So this is what we telling people. You can't offer this in your homes. You have to be outside of your homes. You have to be in the place where he choose to place his name, which is 2 Chronicles 6:6. I have chosen Jerusalem that my name may be there. And I have chosen you to be over my people, Yasharal. So this is where they had to keep it. And he said, you can't keep this within any of your gates. Don't you try to do this in your homes. You got to do it in Jerusalem. They did it in Jerusalem. They stayed up. And then you can see Yahusha in the New Testament. They had the Pesach. They stayed up. They kept going to sleep. Remember, he told them, are you still sleeping? He told them to stay up and pray. They stayed up. He stayed up. And then that's when morning came. They had the meal. Morning came. And that's when they began to take him before the wicked people.
But at the place where Yahuah your Elohim chooses to make his name abide, there you shall offer the Pesach at twilight, at the going down of the sun, at the time you came out of Mizraim.
So we're being told to keep this in the place where he choose to make his name abide. As I said before, at this point in time, they didn't know that place being Jerusalem. It was yet established. So he told them in the place Yahuah chooses to make his name abide in Jerusalem. Our people all on the outside trying to keep this feast, all outside of Jerusalem. Within their gates, when he said we can't keep this within any of our gates, we're trying to do it any old kind of way, and that doesn't work with the Father. He gonna look for our obedience. He gonna look and see that we truly study and understand everything from his commandments. Did we truly try to dig in and do? When he said we can't do something, did we try to do it within our gates? And that's what people are doing.
And you shall roast and eat it in the place which Yahuah your Elohim chooses. And in the morning you shall turn and go to your tents.
And hold it. There it is. So they're not in their homes, family. This is the part that we've been missing and I didn't see before. Once again, I told you, you go back in this stuff, the Most High will show you something you never seen before. So this is the part that we've been missing and I didn't see before. Once again, I told you, you go back in this stuff, the Most High will show you something you never seen before. So you shall roast it and eat it in the place which Yahuah chooses in Jerusalem, and in the morning you shall turn and go home. You have to keep Pesach outside of your homes. Can't you see this? That's why I said, see, don't wait for your Hebrew Israelite camp to teach like this. Don't wait for them to bring something out like this to their people. They go to the Pesach in a building that they rent, charge people $500 a head, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, after they done drank their wine and ate their food, they go home and go to sleep. You got it. You for them to bring something out like this to their people. They go to the Passat in a building that they rent, charge people $500 a head, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, after they done drank their wine and ate their food, they full, they go home and go to sleep. You got it. You got it. They go home and go to sleep. This right here don't mean a hill of beans to them. And in the morning you shall turn and go home to your tent. In the morning when the sun comes up. Oh, you getting it?
That part we read earlier said no one shall leave until morning.
No one shall leave until morning. We had to stay in Jerusalem all night. Why do you think Yahusha stayed out there all night? When we first came into the knowledge of the truth, I finally understood that part of the Bible, because we were taught that in Christianity. I didn't understand why they stayed up all night. I used to wonder about that in Christianity. And we learned when a day was, from evening to evening. We learned the next day starting the evening, and then that whole dinner, that Passat meal, it all made sense. And they went to sleep, and Yahusha stayed up praying. But you can't go home until the morning. Who is teaching this? Who? I didn't even see this. How many times we went over this? Did we see this before?
No.
See, many times we've been over this. Here go the Ruach, bringing out something we never seen before. And there it is, right in your face. It's been there all along. Yeah, he was mad at them sleeping. Now the Most High mad at us for sleeping on his word. But when you ain't got the Ruach, you can't understand it. We'll read this 1,000 times and we won't see this. We'll miss it. We will miss it each and every time. This is how you know when someone is the Ruach is really showing someone something. This is how you know. They go in and pick out and see things that most people cannot see. And they will bring out things that people are not talking about.
Did you skip? Oh, no.
All right, I didn't skip anything. I want everyone to know, before we go into the next part of this, I want everyone to know this. Psalms 19:7 says, the Torah of Yahuah is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahuah is sure. We just got finished reading a testimony of Yahuah. It's sure, making wise the simple. So it should take simple people and make them wise. Making wise the simple. But what we have to see, let's go over this word perfect. We have to go into perfect. Tamim. It's almost like Tamim. Tamim. In Arabi, Tamim. Okay. Tamim. The H8549. Tamim. Okay, they translate this word as perfect. Now, understand, we're talking about the Torah. Before we go into the next part, because it's very important we get this. The Torah is complete. It's whole. It's entire. You don't need to add to it or take away from it. It's perfect. So why did they teach us Yahusha changed things? And because of what Yahusha did, things are changed now. Now we don't need animal offering. He was the offering. Why did they change something that was perfect? To mean, you got it. This is the wickedness of men. Sound, complete, whole, entire. Look at this. Helpful. The Torah is helpful. If you take the Torah and you have pure Torah, and you do everything in this Torah completely right, guess what? You will become, to me, perfect. This is how he was able to say to Abraham, he was perfect.
Hey, the word is to me?
Yeah, to me.
You know, in Arabic they say to man.
I just said that.
Oh, I was drinking water.
Oh, you was over there drinking water. You didn't hear it. Yeah, they're brothers and sisters. Arabic went off